In our panel, joining us, CNN political commentator and KABC talk radio host John Phillips, political commentator and former spokesperson for Breitbart News, Kurt Bardella. Absolutely. Kurt, do you think the president missed an opportunity to turn the tide today? He seemed a bit off in his tone in that initial tweet talking about anti-police agitators. And then a few moments ago, we're showing video of the protesters and the police officers chanting Boston Strong together. What do you make of that?
You know, Jim, it's almost as if this president is rooting for conflict, rooting for divisiveness, rooting for violence, rooting for anything that will somehow justify his completely unjustifiable remarks last week with everything that happened in Charlottesville. And it just shows that this isn't a president who cares about getting the facts. It's not a president who cares about actually learning what happened and paying attention. It's a president who is all about trying to find a way to frame everything through his narrow-minded lens to try to justify everything that he says and does, most of which is completely unfactual, most of which derives from information that is either twisted or turned or completely devoid of reality. That's just Donald Trump. And it shows also that this isn't about all the ruckus about Steve Bannon. Donald Trump is Donald Trump, and nothing is going to change with Bannon gone. And we saw that with just the tweet that he launched today.
Kurt, let me turn to you. You know, before Steve Bannon was fired yesterday, the president was in for a terrible news cycle. The mother of Heather Heyer was saying she didn't want to meet with him. Mitt Romney was saying he should apologize to the country. What do you think the White House should do about all of that? Obviously, the Bannon news, whether it was a distraction or whether he was supposed to be fired yesterday, that's all going to go away. He still has to deal with this issue where he just failed everybody when it came to Charlottesville, and as we saw earlier today, he still can't seem to get it right.
Well, I think if the president really wants to try to hit the reset button, he's going to have to completely change his approach, both to dealing with these national moments and opportunities to demonstrate leadership and some sort of moral leadership, but also in how he engages policymakers on Capitol Hill, actually trying to be bipartisan, actually being engaged in the policy process. So much of the lack of action on his agenda, whether it was trying to repeal and replace Obamacare, get tax reform done, infrastructure, it's because he's completely MIA in any of these conversations. Other than sending some tweets out, he doesn't actually engage. He doesn't talk with congressional leadership. He doesn't talk with policymakers. There's such a lack of substance to Donald Trump. It is alarming, and it's the reason why he can't get any traction and get actually any legislative accomplishments. I think if he wants to try to hit the reset button, get some momentum for his presidency, he's going to have to abandon this catering to the alt-right and actually reach across the aisle and try to get something done.
And yet, as we understand, gentlemen, he has some campaign-style rallies coming up later on next week. My sense is that that reset button is being put off to the side. He's going to continue to go back to the base, maybe push the reset button with the base over and over and over again. Charles Blow, Kurt Bardella, John Phillips, thanks so much. We appreciate it.